Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me real good, because sometimes love doesn't look like roses and phone calls. Sometimes love looks like distance. Sometimes it looks like silence. And sometimes a man who loves you so deeply will stay away from you because that love scares him. When a man truly loves you, sometimes he will distance himself, not because his love is weak, but because it is so deep it shakes him to the core. Love like that doesn't feel safe to him. It doesn't feel casual. It feels serious, life-changing, and risky. And a man who has lived long enough to understand how fragile the heart can be will recognize that loving someone deeply gives them the power to break him. So instead of running toward you with everything he feels, he might step back and take time to evaluate his emotions. He needs to understand how to handle something so powerful without messing it up. A man who loves with that intensity doesn't want to fail. He doesn't want to say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, or show up in your life in a way that causes you to doubt his intentions. Sometimes silence becomes his way of thinking. Distance becomes his way of trying to control what his heart already knows is real. He may wake up every morning thinking about you, wondering if you ate, if you smiled, if you're safe. But instead of calling or texting, he fights the urge because he wants to make sure that when he comes to you, he comes with something real, steady, and undeniable. Love can make a man feel exposed, vulnerable, and unsure. And most men do not know how to deal with vulnerability. They were never taught how to express their fears or show emotional softness. They were told to be strong, to hold it in, to never let feelings show. So when love hits them harder than they expected, they pull away to protect the parts of themselves that the world told them to hide. Sometimes he's afraid of falling harder than you fall, afraid that you might change your mind later, afraid that he'll open his heart fully and you'll walk away with pieces of it. He distances himself to make sure his love isn't one-sided, to see if what he's feeling is mutual. He might be watching how you react when he pulls back. Do you chase? Do you care? Do you notice his absence the way he notices your silence? Because to him, that reveals whether he is safe to love you with his whole heart. There are moments when he stays away because he believes love should come with plans, not just feelings. He wants to be sure he can give you something meaningful, stability, loyalty, a future. And if his life isn't aligned with the vision he sees with you, he steps away to fix what he needs to fix. That is not indifference, that is respect. A respectful man does not want to drag a queen into a storm he created. So when a man who loves you deeply keeps his distance, understand that his heart is not running from love, it's preparing for it. It's studying, building, strengthening itself so that one day, when he finally chooses to show up for you, he does it with confidence, knowing he is ready to love you right. A man may love you so deeply, yet stay away because he is trying to work on himself first. When a man sees a future with a woman, a real future, he begins to look at his own life differently. He starts to notice the flaws he ignored before. He sees the gaps in his success, his maturity, and his readiness. He asks himself, Am I the kind of man she can rely on? Can I provide the life she deserves? And if the answer inside him is not yet, he steps back, not to leave you, but to build himself into the version he believes you deserve. Men are wired to feel responsible for the ones they love. When a man genuinely sees you as his woman, he wants to protect, provide, and lead with strength. But when he feels he is not fully in control of his own life, he becomes insecure about stepping into yours. He may look confident on the outside, working, smiling, laughing, but deep inside he feels pressure to be better. That pressure comes from love. Love makes him want to upgrade every part of his life, from his career to his character. And until he feels proud of the man he is becoming, he may feel he's not worthy to stand beside you. Maybe he's dealing with financial burdens. Maybe he is fighting personal battles that you know nothing about. Maybe he is chasing goals that have not yet taken shape, and he does not want you to think he is coming into your life to depend on you, burden you, or drag you into his struggle. A man who loves deeply wants to be your strength, not another weight on your shoulders. He wants to add to your happiness, not become the reason you cry at night. So instead of showing up in your life halfway ready, he distances himself to get his life in order. He wants to look you in the eyes one day and say, I'm here and I'm ready. Ready to commit, ready to build, ready to be the man he always hoped to be for you. And that takes time, silence, and a whole lot of inner growth. While he is away, he may think about you constantly, imagining the day he returns confident, stable, and sure of himself. He may scroll through old pictures, rehear memories, or whisper prayers that you will still be there when he finally becomes the man he is working to be. He may want to reach out every single day, but he stops himself because he doesn't want to re-enter your life without purpose or clarity. Sometimes the distance is his way of saying, wait for me while I fix myself. Even if he never says those words out loud, his absence is not a sign of lack of love, but a sign that his love has a mission. He is not building a temporary connection. He is preparing for a lifetime bond. And when a man stays away to become better, he is silently proving how much your future together means to him. A man may love you deeply, but stay away from you because his past heartbreaks still haunt him. Love leaves marks, and some men carry invisible wounds that the world never sees. When a man has once given his heart to the wrong person, when he has trusted someone who betrayed him, when he has loved someone who walked away without warning, he learns to fear love instead of embrace it. He learns to caution his heart to protect himself from emotional pain. And even when he finally meets someone genuine like you, someone who truly cares for him, that old fear whispers in his mind, telling him not to fall again, not to trust too fast, not to give his heart too quickly. He becomes his own barrier, his own reason for staying away. He might look strong, but there is a weakness inside him that he never speaks about. He remembers the nights he cried for someone who didn't care, the times he begged for love that was never returned, the lies that broke him, the promises that faded into dust. And now, when he feels love rising in his heart again, he tenses up. He thinks to himself, what if she leaves too? What if I give her my heart and she breaks it? What if I am never enough? So instead of stepping forward, he steps back. Instead of confessing his love, he hides it behind silence. Instead of holding on to you, he lets distance take control. In his mind, he creates every possible scenario where things go wrong. He convinces himself that staying away is safer than risking another heartbreak, because falling in love again means opening old wounds. It means exposing the most fragile parts of himself. It means giving someone else the power to hurt him badly, and that terrifies him more than loneliness ever could. A man like this doesn't stay away because he doesn't care. He stays away because he cares too much. He has seen what love can destroy, so he fears letting it build again. He may try to distract himself, pretend he doesn't need you, focus on work, hobbies, or friends, but inside there is always a part of him missing you, thinking about you, wishing he was brave enough to hold on to you without fear. He checks your profile, rereads your messages, remembers every moment, but he keeps quiet because the pain of maybe scares him more than the pain of distance. He wants to love you, but he also wants to protect himself. That inner conflict creates a war in his heart. One side pulls him toward you while the other pushes him away, and often the fear wins because fear screams louder than love. But deep down, he hopes that someday the love he feels for you will give him the courage to fight that fear. Someday he hopes to heal enough to let you in fully, not halfway. So if he stays away, understand that his heart is not rejecting yours. It is still recovering, still learning, still trying to believe that good love exists. Sometimes a man will stay away from you because the emotions he feels are stronger than anything he has ever experienced before. Love can be overwhelming, especially for a man who has always tried to stay in control of his life and his heart. When he feels something so intense, something that shakes his world and changes his priorities, he doesn't always know how to handle it. He doesn't want to say too much too soon. He doesn't want to rush and ruin something precious. So he pulls back, not because he wants distance, but because he needs time to understand what's happening inside him. He may have been the type of man who always kept love simple, someone who believed relationships should be easy, fun, and light, but then he meets you. Suddenly, everything feels different. The way he thinks changes. His future starts including you in every thought. His heart beats faster when he sees your name pop up on his phone. He gets nervous around you in a way he can't explain. And instead of leaning into that feeling, he sometimes panics. He steps back because he thinks, if this is real, I can't afford to mess it up. A powerful love makes a man feel exposed. You see the soft parts of him no one else sees. You uncover his sensitivity, his fears, his hopes, and that level of vulnerability can be terrifying. He might worry that if he lets you see how deeply you've touched his heart, he'll lose control of the image he has maintained for so long, the strong guy, the confident guy, the man who always knows what he's doing. loving you makes him feel like he's losing that control, and that scares him more than he wants to admit. So he may distance himself to calm down his emotions, to regain control over his thoughts, and to process feelings that are too heavy to label. It's not that he doesn't feel love, he feels too much of it. And when a man feels too much, he retreats to give his heart a moment to catch up. He steps away to ask himself if he's ready to commit to something this deep. He may sit up late at night thinking about you, replaying conversations, analyzing every detail, trying to understand how someone like you suddenly became the most important part of his life. Sometimes he is afraid that the intensity of his love might scare you away. He fears being too clingy, too emotional, or too available. So instead, he chooses silence. He chooses space. He chooses to pretend he's strong enough not to feel what he feels. Even though he is anything but unaffected, he might take a break from communicating, not because he's losing interest, but because he's trying to protect something beautiful before it fully blooms. In his heart, he knows that with you, this isn't just another relationship, this is the one, and that realization forces him to be careful. So if he's staying away, it's not a sign of fading love. It's a sign that what he feels for you is powerful enough to make him fear losing it. A man may love you deeply and still stay away because he's dealing with battles you don't see. Life isn't always gentle with a man. Sometimes he's carrying stress, pressure, and responsibilities so heavy that he doesn't want to pull you into the storm with him. When a man truly loves you, he worries about how his struggles might affect you. He doesn't want to bring his negativity into your peace. He doesn't want you to feel the weight of what he's going through, whether it's financial problems, mental pressure, family burdens, or personal failures. So he distances himself to protect you, even if protecting you means sacrificing his own happiness. He might sit alone at night thinking about you, wanting to talk, wanting to share his pain, wanting your comfort. But instead, he chooses silence. He convinces himself that you deserve someone who isn't stressed, someone who isn't broken, someone who isn't fighting battles inside his mind. And because he loves you, he refuses to be the reason you feel worry or sadness. He believes love should lift you up, not weigh you down. A man like this keeps his struggles private. He may act like everything is fine, smile in front of others, joke around as if nothing is wrong. But behind that mask, he is tired. He is exhausted from fighting silently. And when the love he feels for you grows stronger, he becomes even more scared. He thinks if she gets too close, she will see the part of me that isn't perfect. He fears you will judge him or lose respect for him. He fears you will see a version of him he's ashamed of. So he keeps his distance, thinking it will protect the love between you from being affected by his chaos. He may ghost you for a while, not because he's losing interest, but because he's losing himself. He feels lost in life, and until he finds his direction again, he doesn't want to involve you in his confusion. He feels that if he lets you in now, you'll see him at his weakest. and he doesn't want to be remembered that way. A man wants the woman he loves to